Hi, guys. So, for today's reading, we are going to be looking into what is the gossip on you and by who. We have 3 piles today. 1, 2, 3. Take a moment to get in touch with your intuition or your higher self and pick the pile that you feel most drawn to. And if you guys enjoy this reading, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. All that stuff really helps me out so much. And if you guys wanted to be able to do that, you can find my Cash App, PayPal, Amazon wishlist in the description box below. You guys really make a very big difference in my life, so thank you so much for all the people who give back for what I am here doing for you. It really does help me out so much. Thank you, guys. Whatever way you do it in, it all makes a difference. And a big thank you to our guides as well for helping me to deliver these messages and helping you guys to find the ones you need to hear. And let's get started with pile 1. Pile 1. For you guys, what is the gossip on you and by who? And I couldn't find my letter cards again today. So we are doing extra intuition duty today, is what the universe says. So we got 22. Balance, harmony, peace, friendship, relationships, healing, coming together. So you could actually be seeing this number a lot as well, and that is what it's symbolizing. There may be a lot of people that are talking about right now how you're creating balance and harmony, peace in your friendships and your relationships. There's healing going on. You may be reconciling with certain people from your past and bringing arguments to a close. Everything is closing out, and you're having this new, peaceful, loving chapter of your life. There may even be people talking about your love life or your new romantic partner as well. How harmonious and peaceful things seem on that front. People may also be talking about it raining money in abundance onto your life. You may be increasing your standing financially. People may know there's a big lump sum of money coming to you, or one that already has. They may be discussing you being very lucky, very abundant, very prosperous at this time. People could also be talking about an argument or fight, a falling out that you had with somebody, a heartbreak that happened, something that really jerked your heart very badly, something that really hurt emotionally that happened for you. And that could be why they're talking about things coming to a peaceful conclusion as well, because they could actually be talking about the same person, and maybe there was some sort of argument or fight or falling out, or maybe you guys split up for a minute and now you're back together, you've reconciled, you've worked things out. People could also be talking about money falling into your life after a heartbreak of some kind as well. After you left the nest, people could be talking about how somebody could be talking about a new child you might be getting ready to have. If some of you are pregnant and getting ready to give birth, people may be talking about that as well. You could also be seeing some type of like bluebird or a robin as well. This is definitely a very auspicious time for you, a very prosperous time for you. Heaven sent. People are talking about you and saying that they feel like you have been sent by heaven into their life. What did I do, girl, to deserve you in my world? You must be sent from heaven. People keep talking about heaven like it's a place they wish or they want to go, but I can't see it being more beautiful than this moment here with you. Kane Brown, Heaven. And I know every lyric to that song, but for some reason I can't remember them in the order they go right now. So much hate, it's hard to see. So people could also be talking about how when your heart was broken, you might have been in a very hateful energy. You might have been in a very revenge-filled energy. You might have been dripping poison onto anyone who came around you. And that might be what they're talking about too, is now you have started healing and you've been creating peace, balance, harmony in your situations, your connections, things like that. But now you are back to that heaven-sent energy that you usually ride in. So let's see what else we got. Gives fake love to others, is never there when needed, turns their back on their friends, promises a lot but doesn't deliver, uses people. This is a jealous narcissist projecting themselves. So you could definitely be dealing with a narcissist. There could be people actually talking about how you have had to deal with a narcissist as well. I really feel like there might actually be some people talking about that in your life right now. People may be talking about the rumors that somebody tried to start about you, saying that you were fake in your love, that you are somebody who can't be relied on, you aren't there when people need you. The only things that you do are things that benefit you in some sort of way. But honestly, I feel like that was this person. There could definitely be an ex that may be discussing you, or maybe even a parent that you have walked away from. Maybe you exposed a lot about this person when you walked away too. And so people might have at first thought, because you were like dripping with this hate and this poison, people might have been thinking at first that that person was right and that you really were a narcissist. Because how can somebody who claims to love somebody so much start saying all these things about them? But you were just trying to express your truth and your side of the story and what was taking place, and nobody was listening, and it felt like you were being scapegoated. I feel like that's a lot of what you were going through. And you were fighting to be heard, to be seen, and you were just so pissed off because it felt like everyone was against you. And I feel like that's the energy that you are coming out of, that people are noticing, and they're starting to see and piece together things that were happening as well. They're also starting to see that this person was really an awful person. And everything that you were saying was true. Something got exposed. You are only concerned about money, a workaholic that doesn't make time for what's truly important. You live in a fantasy world and couldn't handle reality. Others just never learned to dream and put in the work to make their dreams come true. They might have allowed others to convince them that what they wanted was childish, selfish, or it was time to grow up. You know better. So, people could also be talking about how you work a lot. You may have been putting a lot of time, effort, energy into a project of some sort. And people may be saying that that's all you care about. But I feel like a lot of the reason you put so much time, energy, and effort into this project is not only for yourself, but for those that you love, to be able to provide for and take care of them. Not to mention the fact that you feel like it's your purpose and you're very drawn to the path that you're on right now. And I also feel like that's also why people are talking about all the money that you're coming into right now, because everything that you were working on has been paying off. And I feel like there was a lot of people against you that didn't support your choice to go after whatever it is that you wanted to do. And so you had to fight tooth and nail to get where you are right now. And people might have been using that to support their theory of just being a workaholic who only cares about money, because a lot of the people that were in your life might have dropped out of your life because they were pissed off at you for taking the path you chose to take, instead of taking the path that they thought that you should be taking or tried to talk you into. Boy, there's a lot of extra stuff coming out in this one. You guys might want to watch some of my chakra readings as well, because there might be a little extra healing that you can get from there, especially in the heart, right at this current moment. So what else are people saying about you? By the way, this could be a parent or an ex is the biggest energies that I'm feeling here that are talking the negative things about you. But these are going to be people that you completely cut off and you don't even associate with anymore. A harvest is just around the corner for you. You might not see it yet, but know that it is there. You have worked so long and so hard for this, and fertile soil always bears fruit. Have faith. So people are talking about how your hard work, your time, your energy, your commitment, your dedication, your faith, your perseverance, everything that you have been putting into this project that is so important to you. It's so important to you that you worked without money for a very long time, which is why people are laughing off this whole, oh, they're obsessed with money thing, because I feel like you went without a lot. You sacrificed a lot of material comfort and financial comfort to be where you are right now. And people may be talking about how you're very down on yourself right now. You might be losing your belief that this is going to work. You might not be as motivated or driven. You might be just like burning out in a lot of ways right now. And people may be discussing this and how you are almost there, and they know that you're almost there. They can smell it on you, even if you can't. Sharp as a tack. Don't mess with them. They see things that others miss. They connect the dots very quickly. They don't just accuse. They search for proof first. They work things out themselves, and they don't need advice much. They are confident, and they trust in themselves and their intuition. You're also very intelligent. People are talking about how intelligent you are. You got like a criminal psychology type of mind, or like a crime scene forensics type of mind. You're able to piece things together very good. You're able to connect the dots very good. You probably build puzzles very good too. Or notice mistakes and patterns when there's a pattern going on, or you might notice certain patterns about people's behaviors and things like that as well. So people are talking about how things fell apart in your life and you remained so confident, stable, strong, solid. You have been a beacon of hope. You have been a rock for others in your life. You have really stood the test of everything thrown your way, and your commitment has been tested time and time again, yet you still continue to take these leaps of faith. You are definitely somebody who takes a lot of leaps of faith. You trust in your wings to be able to catch you when you take that leap. You trust in your own abilities. You trust in your strength. You trust in your stamina. And the leap of faith that you have taken on something, people are talking about how this leap of faith is going to bring you so much abundance, so much fortune. It's going to turn things upside down for you, and everything is going to be completely different than it ever has been in your life. I feel like the majority of the people who chose this pile have been in poverty birth till now. And the last couple of years, it's been a little extra severe because you decided, you know what? I don't care if it's extra severe for a couple of years. I've dealt with it all my life. I can deal with this too. I'm going to create something real for myself. And you have. Whether you see the results yet or not. And you may have some people out for blood. Some people that have really been trying to destroy your foundation or have been really trying to mess up whatever opportunities come your way. People are discussing how people have tried to insinuate themselves into your life as frenemies and have really hurt you in some sort of manner. It's like people can smell the money on you. What they want, what they want, what they want. Dollar signs, yeah, I know that's what they want. What they want, what they want, what they want. Y'all ain't fooling me at all. No, no, no. That is by Russ. And I Do It Myself by Russ. Great song. I love that one. You are an inspiration and a hope to a lot of people. You are somebody very lit up, very high vibrational, very beautiful, glowing in your presentation. And once again, some of you may actually be pregnant as well. There's a lot of people who follow you, who look up to you, who see you as hope in their life, hope for a new life. They follow that beautiful trail of light. And you might actually have a lot of people that are attracted to that light that have really tried to tear you down and bring you off of this pedestal that you're on, rightfully so. Not one they've placed you on, not one that you've placed yourself on, but a pedestal that you are actually on because you have chosen this course for your life, and you have chosen to follow your purpose, and you have chosen to become the person that you want to become. And you have put in that time, that effort, that energy, and you are definitely a very strong leader in this pile. So people are definitely talking about you in a very positive manner, in a very positive light. There's a couple old barfly type of shit going on where they're discussing you in a nasty way. But that's getting ready to come to a complete and total end because things have already been exposed quite a bit, but there's a lot more getting ready to come out. And as soon as it does, these people are going to be done talking about anybody. Sorry about that, guys. My light just shut off. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing for this pile, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear in the comments whether or not it resonated with you, what you might be going through, all that kind of stuff. And thank you to anybody and everybody who likes, shares, comments, subscribes, leaves timestamps, donations, whatever you guys do to support my channel and the work I'm doing. Thank you very much for that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. Hi, Pile 2. So let's get into your reading and see what the gossip is on you and by who. So we have the American flag. That chick and this little guy who's really happy. And this guy. I think there's a lot of people talking about this pile, both good and bad. Truth hurts, lies do too. Tell the truth. So some people could be saying that you have a hard time speaking your truth. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're out there intentionally lying to hurt everybody around you, but you might not express how you actually feel about certain situations or certain people, or you might hold back the truth of what you're thinking in the moment, things like that. Gemini. People could be saying something about you gossiping a lot as well. People could be saying something about a heartbreak that you recently went through. There could actually be somebody that is around you right now that's very two-faced, that is taking everything that you're saying and spreading it around in some sort of way. And it may not even be the full truth of what you're saying. It might be a very distorted version of the things that you're saying. So if any of this has gotten back to you, it's like a completely different story than what it was when it left, like the telephone game. People could be talking about how much you enjoy fighting for the rights of others as well. You might actually be somebody who steps in when there's a situation going on that is infringing on the rights of others or the freedom of others in some way. You might be somebody who has a very wide, diverse friendship circle, or like multiple friendship circles where you kind of fit into any group. That might also be why people are saying that you are not very authentic with who you are or the truth you speak, because they might be feeling like, since you hang out with so many different types of people, and most of those groups of people would never be hanging out with each other, which is kind of bullshit anyway. So let's see what else we have here. A fraud that uses charisma or manipulation to get others to do your bidding. You're someone that is cruel and uncaring. You get what you want and you leave. You trying to shine your light. Trying to shine light on you to avoid others seeing them. So you might actually be dealing with an alcoholic for some of you. The person that could be doing that could be an alcoholic. That could be saying this specific one here. A lot of times they have a tendency to try to point out all the bad things about everyone around them so nobody is looking at them. And it could just be somebody who has really low self-esteem or has a really hard time taking accountability for anything they do. They could definitely be somebody who went through a lot of physical abuse as a kid, because generally they tend to lie about everything to make sure that nobody ever thinks that they're doing anything wrong, because they were conditioned into doing that so they could avoid punishment as a child. It's a survival method. Not all of them, but it is a survival method. Too much, too loud, too bold, too aggressive, never calm, always hyper aware while completely unaware of others in your face. So to me, this really sounds like people are really, there might actually be somebody around you that's really jealous or really bitter. It's reminding me a little bit of one woman that I was friends with. There was a guy that was trying to pick up on me, and I was like, yeah, I'm not interested at all. I told him he was looking for a daughter, and I'm sure he could find one somewhere, but I wasn't her. And he found a daughter in this other woman, and she's like 20 years older than me. And so she's having some pretty big issues with her age and not being able to, she was selling herself a lot, so not being able to sell herself quite as regularly. And she got all pissed off at me because he still came on to me after that, and he had told her something because I rejected him, and I was like, that's my friend. If it was a no before, it's a hell no now. And she ended up saying something to me about, doesn't it even bother you that the only reason anybody's interested in you is because you look like a fucking child? Because she knows my history of being molested too. And I was like, no, it doesn't, because you know what? I don't feel like I look like a child. Didn't help that later that night somebody thought that I was 17. It was dark. So anyway, people might really get a little bit jealous about who you are or the fact that you do voice your opinion. I feel like you guys voice your opinion very loudly, and you're going to voice it whether people like it or not. And so that could also be what's going on with the truth hurts, lies do too, tell the truth. Maybe you are somebody who tells the truth whether or not it hurts. And there could be a lot of people wearing masks around you that could be very upset about that in some sort of way. That Bitch by B. Miller is also coming to mind. So if you spend a lot of time around people of the opposite sex, that could definitely be something that's going on there too. A trap house filled with nasty secrets, drugs, prostitution, thieves, liars, crazy that people don't see it, but some wear very good masks. Be careful. So people could be talking about you being involved in illegal shit, or people could be talking about where you spend your time or who you spend your time with. People could also be talking about the amount of alcohol you've been drinking, if you do drink regularly at this time. People could also be saying something about you fake crying in order to get your way as well. There's definitely a lot of people talking about this pile. I wouldn't worry too much about a whole lot of it, though. You're very honest and honorable. Sometimes it hurts, but if others want the truth, then they know where to find it. So yeah, that's what I was saying a bit ago is, you know, you guys are very honest. Even if people don't like it, even if it means that friendships end and shit, you're somebody that's going to tell people the truth. You are always on the go. You are filled with so much life and vitality. You set the world on fire with your energy. You bring transformations everywhere you go. People love your energy and your presence. So people could actually be trying to paint a very bad picture of you because of where you spend your time, when your time might actually be spent helping a lot of people. But there are definitely people who notice that and are talking about that as well. They're talking about how inspirational you are. How much energy you have. And how beautiful that energy is. No one can stop you. You are on fire and not looking back. Done telling lies. No longer going to apologize. Leveling up. Can't stop me now. Oh, the larceny. So you're doing what you're going to do, and you don't give a flying fuck who cares about it or who is talking about it or what they think about it or what they have to say about it. You're just doing you, and they can all go fuck themselves. And people are definitely noticing this, and they're really enjoying this new version of yourself. You're not being held back by anything anymore. The other song that's coming to mind is Can't Stop Me, Minio. Your smile is infectious and contagious. No one could escape a chance to smile when you do. Even the most stoic, serious person can't help but to break into a lighter mood around you. I think you're also very funny, and people might laugh around you a lot as well. People really do get lifted up in your presence, and there's a very strong energy of happiness surrounding you. I feel like you have a very deep inner happiness, and people definitely notice that joy that you exude onto the world around you. And I also feel like your energy is a very strong energy. So when you're around people, your energy spreads very easily. Remember that when you're in a lower energy, that energy will spread too. I have a tendency to spend a lot of time alone when I'm in lower energies because it does spread to everybody around me. There was somebody the other night, I was crying a lot at one point about like a week and a half ago or so. And a little while later, one of the other ones starts crying and talking about stuff, and then a little while later the other one starts crying, and she's like, I don't know why I'm crying. I never cry. This is not okay. Why am I even crying? I don't know what's wrong with me. And I was just like, this is why I stay home when I'm upset like that. But apparently you needed to cry tonight, so cry. Page of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Scorpion, and the Lion. People are talking about your bravery, your courage, your leadership skills. They're talking about how strong you are. You persevere through a lot of things that other people would be brought down by. People are also talking about the truth that you speak and how much it hurts at times. There's definitely people discussing how much the words that you speak sometimes can really hurt people. But there's a lot of people who really appreciate that energy. You might want to work on your wording when it comes to expressing certain truths to people, because it can really blunt things to word it in different ways sometimes, and you still get the point across and the truth out. You could also be somebody who might have, you might have actually wrote like a tirade on your social media page or something that could have been very hurtful to certain people. And that could be part of what people are talking about as well. They're definitely talking about something that you're working on. You may be working on something creative. You may be, some of you might be going back to school as well. They're talking about what you've learned, the obstacles that you've overcome, the challenges you faced. And they're definitely talking about how you are much more in tune now with your higher self and with your intuition than you used to be in the past. And I feel like you're much more okay with the fact that people aren't meant to know everything that's going on. And being able to be in a much more calm energy about more uncertain circumstances or situations. And so that is what I have for this pile tonight. I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and I would absolutely love to hear in the comments whether or not it resonated or what might be going on. Share your story. It helps you to heal, and it helps others to heal as well. It helps you to be able to get it off your chest too, in a safe space to do that. And if you guys did enjoy this, it would be awesome if you could like, share, comment, subscribe, leave a timestamp, a donation, hit that little super thanks button. I really do appreciate each and every one of you who does anything to support either one of my channels. You guys are awesome, and it really makes a very big impact in my life. So thank you so much for that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys. So pile 3, let's see what the gossip is on you and by who. This could definitely be an ex-friend that you have cut off at this point. There could even be an ex-partner as well that may be discussing you. People could definitely be talking about your graduation if you have graduated soon, or if you have graduated recently or are graduating soon, I guess. Either one, apparently. They could also be talking about level ups that you have made in your life in some sort of way. Somebody that's talking about you could be somebody who has really bad hygiene issues, or somebody might be saying something about your hygiene. Somebody might be claiming that you're dealing with addiction issues. And that might be something to do with why your hygiene has dropped in some sort of way. People might be talking about you overindulging in some sort of way, or they could also be talking about how you are celebrating your progress and celebrating your success in some sort of way. They may be talking about you taking time out to party and to really celebrate yourself or your success. Or maybe there's somebody around you who has a lot of success coming in as well, and you might be celebrating that with them. You could also be getting recognition in some sort of way, or somebody might have won an award of some kind. Some people might be talking about as well some of the art that you do and how it has changed. And that could be part of the reason why people might be thinking that you are dealing with some sort of issues in your life. People like to overanalyze a lot of things. People may be talking about you going on vacation or getting ready to go on vacation. Stop. Icy roads. So people could be discussing how whatever path you're going down, they might feel like is a very dangerous path for you. That there's going to be slippery roads ahead. That there's going to be some sort of pain or conflict ahead because of whatever you're doing right now, and they really would like you to stop. And it could be too that maybe you have been doing this in someone's life as well, trying to warn them about something coming up because you've already learned this lesson or gone through this in some sort of way. You could actually even be going to school for something dealing with that as well. Definitely feel like there is some ex-friends that are talking about you, but these are people that you have completely left behind. These might even be people that are, if you're not the one dealing with addiction problems right now, and there's other people dealing with addiction problems, they may actually be to the point where they're ready to stop and turn things around. Maybe now they're seeing that you were right with something you had to say about it too. People are talking about your intelligence as well. They are non-committal and can't handle their emotions well. When things get hard, they are gone. They throw fits and need to grow up. Ask yourself who in your life this resembles. If it's you, then work on your trust issues. And if not, and it reminds you of somebody else, then this person is projecting blame onto you so they don't have to look in the mirror. And also, a lot of times, just because, you know, it's nice to have a scapegoat so they don't actually have to be accountable for anything that they're doing. But people could definitely be talking about you having commitment issues. You might actually even just be exploring your options and really not looking to settle down for the first thing that walks through your door. And that's really not a bad thing. There's a difference between someone being honest about how they're feeling and wanting to get to know people and wanting to, you know, not settle for things that just aren't right for them, and somebody who is going to lie to everybody to get into everybody's pants. There's a very big difference in that. But people are definitely talking about you not being willing to commit in some way. It could even be that you've been working on school like we were talking about earlier, and so you have important priorities that you're placing before a relationship. And it could just be like, oh, you know what? Somebody's parents could actually be talking about how they really want them to settle down and get married and have a baby and that kind of shit. And you're like, you know what? I want to build my fucking life first. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have the family first either. People go different directions on that. They've made questionable decisions and can't run their own life. They shouldn't be allowed to do what they are doing. Someone should stop them. Someone could be trying to get you declared mentally unfit. Self-care is very important. Don't be distracted or fall into their games. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. When you're taking care of yourself, you're in the best mental, emotional, physical space that you can be in, and things don't get under your skin quite as much either when you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're taking some time alone for you to just chill. If you have animals, spend some time loving on them.
Mental health day.
Make sure you're taking showers when you need them, and getting out and exercising, getting out in the sun, stuff like that. If you need to take a day just for you, then take that day just for you, because it's going to help you to be able to handle and face whatever is going on here. And I love the fact that that one came out with the stop sign being here too. What? Being creative, or bring creativity and passion into what you are doing. Allow yourself to dream big and believe big. Explore your inner being. Success comes as you accept and express yourself fully. So people could be talking about artwork that you've been doing lately too. And if this part resonates with you, some of you might have been drawn to pile 2 as well. People could be talking about something that you're creating, something that you're passionate about. People could be talking about how you might be doubting yourself in some sort of way when it comes to your dreams. And also that you may not be putting yourself fully into your artwork. You may be holding yourself back in some sort of way. There might be a lack of passion to it or a lack of creativity because you might be dreading the way that people are going to look at it or see it or feel about it in some sort of way. And so it's time to really check into why you're so worried about whether or not others are going to like you and whether or not their validation is important to you, because you know what? It shouldn't be. You don't need to be validated by anyone outside yourself. The only person who you need to be validated by is yourself. So start to love yourself a bit more, because I feel like you might be having some self-love things going on. And some of you might even want to check out the heart chakra reading I did this last week as well. If you click on my name below, then you can go to my videos through there and find that too. It's not too far in the background yet. You always step up and always step in. You never look the other way. Loud and proud. Keep it up. Others may not like it, but that's because they want their abuse hidden. Don't back down. You never do anyway. So, yeah, other people may be really trying to stop you in some way from exposing something that they've been doing or a certain way they've been acting. There could actually be something that they've done that is an extreme betrayal. For some of you, you may actually have been dealing with similar things to what I have been, where there might have actually been times where, like, you went to drink something and realized that it had something in it. So, could even be that some of you might have left a partner in the past and they may be doing everything in their power to try to make you look crazy in some sort of way or delusional in some sort of way. And a lot of that ties into this too, where they're trying to make people see you as just crass, like a Karen, or apparently there's Kens now too. God, I hate that thing. I really hate that thing.
I know a Ken.
Because most of the people they're saying are a Karen are just people that are expressing themselves. And you know what? I think we need more of that. We've been convincing people for a while now to speak their truth and to express themselves. And people are finally doing it. And now they're like, oh, we're going to shame them for expressing themselves. Because most of the circumstances where they're like, oh, she's a Karen, it's most of the time somebody that's saying something about other people doing something that they don't like, and everybody gets all upset over it. Every once in a while, it's somebody just being a fucking bitch. But, you know, we already had a word for that. Bitch, yeah. Anyway, so people are definitely talking about how you are somebody who stands up for what you feel is right. You stand up for what you believe in. Some of the people who chose this pile might have chose all three piles too, because there was a lot of that in pile 1 too. There's definitely somebody around you trying to use you as a scapegoat, and I feel like people are discussing that too. People are starting to notice and see the patterns that are going on here. Things are being exposed, and people's games and bullshit is getting ready to stop in this situation. Yeah, with that stop sign, it's definitely getting ready to stop. I feel like there is going to be some turbulence ahead, though, before it does. Yeah. You're a good friend and someone that others can really count on. You're very responsible and down to earth. You bring grounded energy with you wherever you go. So people are definitely talking about how you're reliable, you're stable, you're strong. There's definitely some people who look up to you as well, and who really try to follow that example in their own lives, where they stand up for the things that they believe in and express what needs to be expressed when there's abuse going on around them, instead of just looking the other way. Because watching you do it, they realize how much of an impact it really does make to express yourself in that way. There's a lot of times people don't even think about what they're doing or how it may be affecting other people around them. And when you point it out, especially if you point it out in a way that isn't super cruel when you're speaking to people, then you definitely make a very big impact. And a lot of people do notice it, and they're like, oh, holy shit, I didn't even realize that was going on. I actually had somebody at one point, he was saying something to this kid, he was like 21, and he's like, you know, if I was your age, then I'd be out there working and getting a job. You could do so many different things, and why are you living the way that you're living, and blah, 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 blah. And I would looked at him and I was like, you know what? You don't even know what the fuck this kid is going through right now. He has a lot of shit going on in his life. There's a lot of things that are going on in his life right now that kind of keep him from even being able to have a job right now. So maybe you should think about that before you start ragging all over people for what they're doing. And then I looked at that kid and I was like, and the only reason that he's even saying that to you right now is because he's wishing that he was your age again so he could do things differently probably than he did then. Anyway, because he was probably spending a lot more of his time doing other things at that point than what he's telling you he did at that point anyway. And that guy actually looked at me and he's like, you know what? Thank you. Because I didn't even realize I was doing that. And you're right. That's exactly what it is. I was pretty blown away by that. That was one of the first responses that I ever got that was actually like that. I was like, what? Really? You actually appreciate me yelling at you?
I'm taking a bite. Sorry, not sorry.
So we have the deck card. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. The Hawk. And the Eagle. There's no hot sauce on it yet.
I know. I said before she ruins it with hot sauce.
Hot sauce don't ruin anything. I put Diablo sauce on it tonight. So, people are talking about your manifesting abilities.
Makes me sweat just thinking about that.
And they are definitely talking about your boundaries. And how the way you go about setting your boundaries is very technical or very efficient. They also may be talking about how many people have walked away from you because of the boundaries that you have set, because of the fact that you have started loving yourself and expressing yourself more fully, and because of the fact that you're not going to put up with anybody's fucking shit anymore. So they're also starting to see that a lot of the people that have moved away from you, or a lot of the people that you have moved away from, there's a very good reason for it, because these people were taking advantage of your lack of boundaries in the past and the way that you were not standing up for yourself or saying what needed to be said. And you might have even still done that for other people for a very long time before you learned how to do that for yourself as well. But you freed yourself from that energy. You're a very independent person. You are definitely a very unique individual and a very strong leader. You see things from a very high perspective. And you understand a lot of things that other people may not understand. You definitely connect the dots a lot as well in situations. And once again, if you guys were drawn to pile 1 as well, I would definitely check it out. You're definitely very filled with love at this moment in time. And that love that you have inside of you pretty much pours all over everything around you. So there may actually be some bitter people that you have cut off as well, that are very upset about being cut off because they don't have access to that energy anymore. And now it's even more beautiful than it was in the past because you've set those boundaries and because you are taking care of you, which allows you to be an even better version of yourself. And so you're an even better version of what they were draining before. And there are some people that would definitely like a chance to do it again. So that is what I have for this pile. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear what you guys had to say about it in the comments below, whether or not it resonated, what you guys might be going through, things like that. And thank you to anybody who has been supporting my channels in any way. I really do appreciate you guys. And the likes, shares, comments, subscribes, timestamps, donations, things like that really do help and make a very big impact in my life. So thank you so much for that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye-bye, guys.